Now for our roundtable with WPTV political analyst Mary Anna Mancuso and Brian Crowley.
We'll start and be hyper-local on the primary coming up in 2 days. Let's look to Congressional District 18, covering St. Lucie, Martin, and part of Palm Beach County. Always a swing district there. You have the incumbent Brian Mast against former police sergeant, retired police sergeant Nicholas Vescio. And then on the Democratic side, Pam Keith, who's run before, former JAG officer, a lawyer, and Oz Vasquez, former Deputy Solicitor General for Florida. Talk about how that race shapes up. It seems in my mind always to be one of the bellwethers because it covers a good bit of the region. It's a bit of a swing district, Brian.
Well, it would certainly be stunning if Brian Mast lost his primary on Tuesday night. Pam Keith appears to be the favorite on the Democratic side. I think we're getting sort of a preview of the general election, and that Brian Mast keeps sending out press releases about the topic that's helped him win the seat to begin with. He's talking about algae blooms. He's talking about having federal legislation to control flows out of Lake Okeechobee just in the last week. He's proposed legislation to those things. So he's still largely trying to keep the election on local issues. And I think that could be important in this very odd election year.
Mary Anna?
I would have to agree, but here's the thing. Pam Keith is the Democratic frontrunner to spearhead Brian Mast in the general election. We've seen this song and dance before. We saw this with Lauren Bear when she tried to take on Brian Mast, and she couldn't even do it. So I don't think that if Lauren Bear can defeat Brian Mast in that district, then Pam Keith has such a great shot. Brian Mast has done a lot for the district. He's delivered for the voters. He's worked on environmental issues, and he continues to deliver as a congressman from that district. And I think we'll be able to see another 2 more years with Brian Mast.
We look at other congressional races. Of course, we've got sheriff's races. We'll be covering it all here. Anything that stands out to you? You've got, powerhouses, longtime incumbents. Hastings in 20, Congressional District 20, has a challenger on the Democratic side. We interviewed her this summer, Sheila Sheriff-List McCormick. Republicans running there, too. Obviously, certainly in Palm Beach County and into Broward, heavily Democratic, so that's why we tend to talk about them more. They've had a stranglehold on those seats. Florida 21, Lois Frankel, again, powerhouse on the Democratic side, slew of Republican challengers. Heard Michael Barnett talk about that race, for instance. Brian, quick take?
Well, Alcee Hastings is a beloved figure in that district. If he were to lose, it would be stunning. Of course, as we all know, he's also suffering from cancer. Pancreatic cancer, and I think he has some difficult days ahead, but it would take a lot to unseat Alcee Hastings. And I would generally say the same thing about Lois Frankel. Laura Loomer, who frankly has been rejected by most of the GOP leadership on the Republican side of things, she'll probably win the nomination because she's raised $1.1 million. And if she's spending it wisely, I think she'll do pretty well Tuesday night in the Republican nomination. But again, it's a very strange election year, so who knows?
And Mariana, Florida 22, Ted Deutsch, powerhouse moving on and into the general GOP candidates. That's a tough hill to climb, though, on into November against Ted Deutsch.
It absolutely is. I will say that the one thing I've been very impressed with the Republicans in Ted Deutsch's seat, Lois Frankel's seat, and the other races is that they've not left a single race uncontested. They've made sure that there's been a candidate for every race. And so while the candidate running against Ted Deutsch might not have a shot, the reality is the Republicans have turned out candidates. So kudos to them.
The race that from Boca to Sebastian you've seen, even though the Senate district covers Boca and other areas of South County and weaves a bit west and north there. Senate District 29, Irv Schlossberg and Tina Polsky. Talk about a nasty, nasty race. Quick take.
Well, one of the interesting things about Irv's race is that he's put $1 million, he's loaned $1 million to his campaign. So he's spending a fortune on a Senate race. And yeah, as you pointed out, it is a very, very hotly contested race. Each has won big endorsements within the Democratic leadership community. So it's going to be interesting to see how that turns out on Tuesday.
Mariana, we'll see who advances out of that primary, but it has been a nasty one.
It really has. It's actually been interesting to watch, and I look forward to seeing what happens on Tuesday night. Irv, he served before, and he ran into the slogan, "Let Irv serve." So we'll see if that actually serves him well come Tuesday.
So much to talk about. You both will be joining us Tuesday night. Two topics can't move on without President Trump creating more controversy about mail-in voting, telling Fox Business Network that they need money, meaning the Postal Service, so the post office can use, take in millions and millions of mail-in ballots. He has a problem with it. The AP said he falsely stated Democrats were pushing for universal mail-in voting. The Republican representative earlier in the broadcast talked about all that. Once again, we're left talking about mail-in voting. It's a big, huge hoo-ha every time it seems to come up. I want to ask you about that, then the VP pick. So, Mary Anna, thoughts?
You know, vote by mail has become a political football by Trump, and it is fascinating because it's been something that Floridians have used for ages in the past elections, and now we're watching him try to defund vote by mail through the USPS, and that is just absolutely ridiculous.
Of course, he says he likes vote by mail in Florida, and in fact, Republicans have pushed it. Before I go to Brian, Kamala Harris, the choice for Democrats. So for Floridians, this battleground state, how does the Biden-Harris ticket play as you look at the campaign ahead?
She brings a renewed energy to the campaign. She's spunky and she's a pragmatic pick, and I think she'll serve well on the campaign trail, specifically here in the Sunshine State for Biden.